Hi, I'm John Taschek here. I'm in Egham in Surrey, UK, and we're here with Cloudblog, and we are talking to Bo and Alice at IDC. And we were just having a conversation after a customer event here, and one of the topics that came up was gamification. And one of the things that is not clear to most people is, Alice, what is the difference between incentivization, which has existed forever, and gamification, which is a fairly new term? What is happening with those two terms?
Well, there are probably a lot of gamification definitions out there, but to me, gamification is an incentive that you get somehow on a screen. It's an app, whether on a mobile, or a laptop, or your phone, giving you some sort of reward. Now, incentivization is much more about a tangible reward. Incentivization is what we do for sales folks with compensation and bonuses, etc. The challenge for me personally with the term gamification is I don't want to feel like I'm being gamed. If you want me to do something and reward me for that, then I'm absolutely happy with that. But I don't really want to feel that I'm being given a kind of a fake reward, like, I'm the mayor of Egham, or I get a gold medal on your screen.
You don't want to be the mayor of Egham?
I'll leave that.
Can I be the mayor of Egham?
I'll leave that to other people. And also when I see gamification programs as an employee, I also think, well, what about time? It's great to give these kind of pseudo rewards in terms of gamification, but what about the time that it's going to take me to actually do my job? Is anyone going to give me more time so I can kind of play my games? I think bringing these into the corporate sphere where we're all information overloaded and time poor it's kind of a good thing to talk about now, but I don't know if it's going to last 2 years hence.
Bo, do you agree with this? Or, maybe you can put it into an analogy. I mean, you incent something, incentivization worked, and there was a reward for the incentivization. Is gamification kind of providing a more instant reward and maybe a false reward? I think that's kind of what Alice was saying. It's a false reward for something that may not matter. I'm reading words into it, but I'll recover in the text.
I think.
So, Bo, what is gamification? Alice just said that if I can read into what she said, was that it's kind of a false reward system compared to incentivization. What does gamification mean to you? And you've covered the space for the HR space for a long time.
Yeah, so that's right. So I think if you look at incentivization, that has to do with more a formal incentive structure, which is kind of built into the contract with the employee and payroll and so on. Whereas gamification is much more to do with kind of smaller reward systems, more informal reward systems, and something which is, as Alice also said, tied to maybe an app, something which is very easy for the employee to see and measure him or herself or him or her unit, for example, and keep track of things that way. And I also agree with Alice that probably the key to make gamification work is to recognize that employees in their job are professionals also. So if they're to get rewarded, it has to be some pretty tangible and solid, maybe financial reward or something, as opposed to just getting an online medal or something.
Not a badge or something. So you're saying gamification, Alice, gamification can work if it's tangible, not a badge, a check-in badge or something like that, which seems like you're almost being micromanaged. I mean, what?
Sure, I mean, the check-in badges, they work if you like that particular app, if you're kind of into it at that time. And of course, because it's all online, you can very easily test that it's working and measure how many people it's working for. But I think going forward, people won't necessarily stick with those things, and they won't work for everyone. But then talking about turning it into a tangible reward, there's something I actually use. It's a productivity application. And I just go in, it knows what I'm doing, it knows how long I'm spending in Word, how long I'm spending in email, how long I'm spending on Facebook, and it actually shows me a bar chart of my productivity, and I can use that to just kind of keep focused with productivity. So that's an example. Actually, I'm gamifying myself, and I am getting something tangible out of that, even though the tangible thing is a bar chart
Well, it's
that
time
tells me
management, actually.
what I've
or
been
you-
doing.
Yeah, so the tangible thing is you're getting back your time.
Yeah, the information is of tangible use to me.
Right. And gamification, if it's taken the wrong way, Bo, maybe you can answer this. If it's taken the wrong way, people feel like they're being manipulated.
Right,
And
or ridiculed,
yeah,
right? So not taken seriously, they get an online medal or something like that, or a title or something. But I think there's a lot of room to improve the current MBO structures in companies, because a lot of the MBO appraisal process is annual. A lot of these small details gets forgotten. So you basically reward based on very big schemes like unit profit or something like that. And so if you really want to have employees change behavior on small things that could be important, maybe in a store to remove certain things, to have certain things set in a certain way, or reduce waste or something like that, I think there's a huge potential for gamification if you can connect it to an app, make it very visual to each employee or to each teams, for example, where they are, and then reward once you get whatever, to 100% or to a set goal. I think there's a huge incentive there where you can combine technology and then kind of improve, these MBO schemes that are too complex for that sort of thing.
Right. Alice,
Yeah, agree with what Bo said. There is potential. It's just about how it's really implemented in the detail. And also, you don't want it to be a time sink. You want employees to go on and perhaps achieve a certain goal or work a certain amount towards something, but you don't want this whole gaming the system and climbing a ladder and getting the gold medals to actually be taking time away, because we don't have time to waste.
Right. What's the chance of, last question, the chance of gamification going awry in the enterprise space? I mean, is there a 90% chance that it's going to be screwed up somehow, or is it, do you think it's going to work and fix itself over time?
I guess the good thing about it is, by its nature, it is automated, so you can see what it's making people do. Like with sales compensation schemes. If there's behaviour happening in the sales force that you don't like, it'll be because people are gaming the compensation scheme. That can happen. So I guess if it does go awry, you can see it happening.
It can be self-adjusting.
Yeah.
Bo, you think it's...
So I think it's going to kind of depend on the apps and the ability of companies to really kind of collect the data and make these small apps be credible.